Hey, I'm Jason.
And I'm Matt.
I'm Simon.
And welcome to the 5th edition of Email Insights with Andzen. Today we're going to be talking about how to look at your campaign before it sends out, set some goals, review how it performed, and start to determine whether your campaign was a success or not. So let's start at the beginning, setting goals for the campaign. What are some goals that we should be looking to set, and maybe some of the key metrics that can tell us whether we've achieved them?
Yeah, well, this is a really important part of the process. You do need to know what success looks like before you go out and send an email.
Yeah.
So, and it's not just open rate, it's not just click-through rate. At the end of the day, it's what makes a difference to your business. So is it sales? Is it just awareness of a blog that you've written? What, as a business, do you want to achieve from this email? And what's the path to get there?
You can consider some things like, are you segmenting appropriately? Sending to the entire list doesn't necessarily achieve the goal that you want. It's better to send a really targeted campaign to a small part of your list and get really good engagement there than send something that most people actually won't be interested in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure. Like you're saying, not all the goals are going to be making money or getting people completing inquiries. It might just be spending a certain amount of time on your website to consume some content.
Yeah, exactly. Every business has different goals and also different things they want to achieve at different times of the year, different times of the week. You might have a sales email that goes out on Friday, but you might have a more of an engagement piece that goes out earlier in the week. So, look at what the campaign is all about, who it's going to. Is it a key segment, or is it the whole list, or whatever it is?
Yeah.
And then sort of work back from that as to what you want to achieve from it.
Okay, great. So let's say we've sent out the campaign and we're feeling like we haven't got what we were hoping to get in terms of goals achieved. Maybe the open rate was down, the click rate was down, or that really end conversion, we didn't get the number of conversions that we like. What are some of the things that we can be looking at in terms of the metrics to help us figure out, was it the subject line, was it the way the email was formatted, was it our content, what caused this to not perform how we wanted it?
Well, I think that if you're looking at things like open rates, that's a good sign of are people interested in subject lines, so that's sort of a proof of concept there.
Yeah.
And then you can sort of review what links were clicked sort of at what stage throughout the email. Are people clicking the top banner links but not clicking anything on the bottom? Sort of understanding the actual engagement of the subscriber within the email tells you a lot about sort of how the campaign functioned. And then you can start to go from there, reviewing, was your message right? What were you trying to achieve? And where did you fall down? Did people come spend a minute on your site but not buy anything? And what's the more important metric out of the two of those?
Yeah, Matt's exactly right. The beauty of email is that it's really transparent along the way. So from the time that it's sent to the end of the journey when the customer's on your site, every step of the way you can see what's going on and where the drop-off is.
Yeah.
So was the drop-off on your site? Was the drop-off in the click-throughs? So was there a lot of people opening but not many clicking through? Or was the drop-off before the email was even open? Was there just a really low open rate? And if that's the case, then
you just have a lame subject line.
Exactly, you have a lame subject line, or maybe there's a deliverability issue.
Yeah, true.
So they're the things that you should be looking at, and at some point you're going to see where the issue is.
Yeah.
And that'll give you a clue as to what the solution should be.
Yeah. What if we send something out and it's a rager? It's just a huge success. We've got lots of goals being achieved, great time on site. What are some of the things we can do from that maybe specific, well-segmented email campaign and extrapolate that out across all of our content?
I think the first thing that you should be doing is comparing it to one that wasn't as successful.
Yeah.
Presumably there's going to be some similar things about the two campaigns. Usually it'll be the same sort of format that you followed for the two campaigns. So what was different about them that was the success? Is it just the choice of products that you've included in the email? Is it the way you've the language that you've used in the email? Or have you just picked out a really, really highly engaged segment of users and sent it to the really spot-on group of people?
Yeah.
So it's important to make that comparison between two campaigns and see what's working and what's not. And also defining what the success was. Are you just stoked because it had a really high open rate, or are you stoked because heaps of people went through and bought stuff? So once you've made that differentiation, I think it'll become pretty clear as to what has worked for you in the email.
Yeah, great. All right, well, let's say we've sent out a campaign and it gets into our boss's inbox and he gives us a call and says, there's a typo, or that's not the image that I told you to use. What can we do after a campaign's gone out with a mistake in it to maybe salvage the campaign, or should we even bother?
Well, I think that you've got a couple of degrees of mistakes that you can make there. Like a typo is a typo. Everybody's human. We all make mistakes. Not the end of the world. Challenging, but you'll get over it. Same with, if the image didn't deploy correctly or a GIF didn't work or something like that, not the end of the world. But when you really have something catastrophic like your call to action to send you to the wrong place or something like that, where there's a real issue that sort of prevents you achieving any of the goals that you've set for yourself beforehand, you can send follow-up emails, you can send apology emails. We are all human, we all make mistakes, but really sort of try and reckon with yourself, like, what are we apologising for, and how are we apologising?
Yeah.
We found that apology emails get great engagement rates, better clicks, better opens.
Yeah.
So it may be that people who have not even seen that first email that had a mistake in it are going to open the follow-up and think more of you as a result of it.
Yeah, maybe some Schadenfreude as well going on.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody likes to watch everyone else squirm.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that you hope doesn't happen, but chances are it will at least once or twice in your career. So you probably will have to deal with it, and I think it's making the most of the opportunity, really, because it's a time where you can show personality. People are a lot more receptive to those follow-up apology emails when you've put your own little spin on it, owned it, maybe thrown a bit of humour in there if that suits the brand, but just really poured your personality into the apology email.
Yeah.
It's a really perfect opportunity to show who you are as a brand.
Yeah.
And if you nail it, like Matt said, it can be one of your highest performing campaigns, that follow-up email.
Yeah.
And we've also seen organisations sort of abuse those sort of statistics and like manufacture a crisis to send an apology email to generate higher sales. And it's not necessarily something that we, I think, believe in, but we have seen people sort of quite calculatingly deploy those apology emails in order to generate sales and better engagement.
Yeah, for sure.
Exactly right.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us for another episode of Email Insights with Andzen. We'd love to take some questions from you guys watching at home. So tweet us at @socialandzen if you want to get some questions answered in our next episode, or leave a comment on this video if you're watching it on YouTube and Facebook, and you might just make it into our next episode.
You can be a star.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks, guys.